Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Positive Cake YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Took a little week's break. It was my birthday last weekend, so hope you guys didn't miss me too much. But yeah, I am back on track now. I'm obviously starting to get back into my videos again. Remember, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on my videos. And I hope you do enjoy this future's videos coming up. So let's go straight into this. Thanks for watching. Let's go. Hello and welcome back. Right, this week we're going to be talking about separation anxiety with our pets, and also how that affects us and our pets, and how we can help cope with that, especially when it comes back to going back to work or back to school or whatever it is that obviously is going to take us away from our beloved pets, and obviously how we're going to miss them and how they're going to miss us. So basically what we're looking at today is the effects that it can have on yourself and also on your pets. Now, we're all starting to sort of get back to work, we're all starting to go back to university, obviously schools are back, unis have started again. You know, a lot of people are now finished from furlough, so they're going back into their working environment now. And this is something that a lot of people have been in contact with. A lot of people have contacted me and said, listen, you know, I don't know how I feel about going back to work. You know, I feel like I'm leaving, I'm abandoning the pets and my kids, you know, because lots of friends of mine, lots of people out there have wrote to me and said that they have obviously cats, dogs, birds, lots of different types of animals, and they're worried actually how they're going to cope when they obviously leave them, go to work, go to the house, and how that's going to affect them in regards to feeling bad about, you know, not seeing their pets, and how that's going to be on their mental state, and obviously how they're going to be thinking about, you know, these poor animals being left at home. But this is something we're going to work on, something that we're going to help, and also how to prepare your animals for when you leave the house. This isn't just about how we deal with it, it's also as well preparing, starting things that you can help out with your pets and help ways to sort of improve that separation and get them used to not being around you all the time. Because yes, we have had quite a rough obviously a couple of years. We spent a lot of time with our pets, a lot of time with our families, and this is just a natural thing that's going to start happening now, is we've got to now go back to our normal routines, normal daily things, and getting back into it. So yeah, let's look at a few things that we can look at that'll help us cope with the separation of our lovely pets. Like all of us, we miss being around family and friends. That's basically how it is for our pets as well. Is if we haven't seen a relative or a family member or a friend for a long period of time, you know, we do miss them, we do think about them, and we think, you know what, we need to, you know, get back in touch and let them know that we are still here, you know. And this is where it comes down to how our pets can interpret this, how they're going to look at how their separation from us, their loneliness, their potential sort of bad feelings that we would feel, but also in their obviously their little minds as well. So this is something we're going to look at today. One of the things I'm going to first look at is getting used to being separated from your pet. Now, yes, we've been around our pets, we've been looking to spend obviously all the weekend time working from home, which a lot of people are now, and having to go back to work. This is why this sort of is now coming to light, is a lot of people have been using the working from home aspect, you know, working off laptops, working through video calls. But now this is something that's moved on now. We're all having to start going back to work, go back into our offices, starting our sort of return and phased return. So how are we going to do this? This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to make this work for us, and also help alleviate the stress for ourselves and also for our pets. So first off, we need to get used to being away from our pets, being separated, moved away from our pets, get them used to not being in the same room as us for lengthy periods of time. Now this is something you can build up really slowly, something that you can build up quite handy in regards to spending time, say for instance upstairs, watching television upstairs or something like that, or being in another room and allowing your pets to be on their own, but also going down and rewarding them when you come back home to make them feel like yes, you haven't left. Going out the house, trying to get them into routines of playing with other things. Now, one of the things that can help a pet is having obviously a toy that it's used to having, or even something that potentially causes a bit of a challenge or a lengthy challenge, like a chew toy that will take them quite a while to eat, like say rawhide. Obviously these bones you can buy for dogs that they chew on. It takes them a long time, so it keeps them occupied for long periods of time. So they've got something on their mind, something that they're doing. It could be anything for any sort of pet. It could be if you've got a cat, it could be investing in like a cat toy that keeps them entertained, scratch posts, and little interactive things that they can play with. There's lots of different things you can do. Obviously with birds, things like budgies. Obviously you can get themselves a mirror, because they're fascinated with themselves when they look in mirrors, and obviously sharpening the beaks on those things you can put into the cage. I can't remember the name, but you know what I mean. So there's plenty of different ways we can start implementing these new regimes for our pets, and also how it's going to affect them in the long term. So how about having a look at different ways, different things you can interact with your pets, and allow yourself to maybe separate for an hour, 2 hours, however long you may need to start looking at it. Or even if you're going to go to work and you have the ability, you don't live too far from your house, for maybe come home on a lunchtime, sort of come home on your lunch, see your pets, see how they're doing, give them a little bit of TLC, and then you'll feel better. You'll have the joy of seeing your pets will have the joy of seeing you, and obviously it won't feel that tough. Just like you would if you send your children off to school or nursery. You get to pick them up after they've been away, and that amazing feeling. So that's just something you need to tap into. Start implementing small ways, little things, little ideas, little toys for the pets to play around with, and see if that can sort of get them used to starting the journey on this road to that separation, and helping them feel a bit better, and us feeling a bit better about leaving them. Another factor that's tied quite a lot into being around our pets is the company we've kept with them, the relationship, the bond we've had with pets. Now, a lot of people who may not have children, or have children who have grown up, may have their own houses, lives, whatever. You find sometimes that a pet can be your companion, your soulmate, your the person you look forward to seeing, or they say the pet you look forward to seeing at the end of the day, when you wake up in the morning, when you come in knowing they're going to be happy to see you. So it also this then comes to our mental state, how we're going to feel mentally, and how we're going to prepare as human beings to be separated from our pets. Because we all know when you leave a pet and your pet's got little puppy eyes for you, or it's pining for you, or whining at the door, or howling, or whatever, these are things that can really pull on your heartstrings, and you're going to find it very hard to separate from that feeling. So we need to understand, we need to try and sort of balance our mentality and how we're going to deal with this as well. So being apart and starting these things about being apart from your pet is going to help you mentally prepare too. Because we all know separation anxiety, regardless of whether it's pets or human beings, can be very, very sort of overwhelming when it comes to how we feel in our everyday life. So this is what we're going to look at. This is how we're going to deal with this. We're going to try and implement things like we are for our pets, but for ourselves. Like, for instance, taking ourselves out of the equation, taking ourselves into situations where we get used to being back at work, like go and do a task, or find something like make a regimented thing of going to the park, or going out and go shopping, or doing something that takes you away from your pets. Even if it's just for an hour or two, just get used to not being around those pets, because it's not, obviously a pet doesn't fully understand why we're leaving. Obviously they may not think we're not coming back, or they may have anxiety in regards to that, but we also have a lot more feelings than pets, and these are things that we have to embrace and deal with every day. So we need to prepare ourselves just as much as we have to do our pets into being separated and being away from them. So try implementing new ways to separate yourself, move yourself out of the way of this doubt and this negativity of leaving your pets, the stress, the the emotions that you're going to feel when you feel like you haven't got your little buddy next to you sitting on the couch when you're home. These are things that are going to affect you hard. You need to understand and find ways to really improve and help yourself with these feelings and how they're going to allow you to move forward. And it is tough, it's not going to be easy, but these are things you do have to regiment, because we have to at some point get back to normality. You know, our pets have had to endure it, you know, before all the lockdown, before everything else, where we did go to work every day and we'd come home, we were in the routine, and they always knew we were coming back. It's just a matter of getting back into that old routine again, starting back, as you know, and letting the pets know that we're going to be away and away and away, but we always still come back. And reward your pets when you come back. Give them attention, give them love and praise, that you've been very good, you know, they've had to be on their own, but yeah, you're back and you haven't left them. And these are things that can help you psychologically and your pets to both deal with the separation anxiety and how we're going to move forward with it. So yeah, these are things that you really need to concentrate on, look at, and hopefully find that right balance that you and your pet can both be happy when it comes to separation. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. This was just a little sort of touch back to some of my fans and some of the people who got in touch with me about how they're going to deal with being alone without their pets, and how their pets are going to deal with not being around, obviously, the human beings while we're all back at work. We're having to go back into our offices and start our daily, obviously, routines as normal. So yeah, I hope you really found this interesting. I hope you found it helpful. You know, if you do have any other questions, any other comments about this video, please leave them in the comments section. I'd love to answer them personally for you. Or if you'd like a follow-up video on specifically any sorts of pets or anything that I didn't cover in this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear back from you guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I've been Positive Craig. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.